Out of the shadows, a country road in Abruzzo, central Italy. On a cold February night, the girls light fires to keep warm and attract passing clients for sex. This trade of Nigerian women to Italy has gone on for years, but it's now changing. Experts speak of a substantial increase in girls aged under 18. You might call it Italy's shameful secret, except these girls are also on parade by day. They won't talk on camera, they're controlled by ruthless gangs.
Can I ask you where you're from?
Nigeria.
We filmed this girl secretly. She told me she can earn about $200 a week. Sex only costs $10 a time. Despite everything, she says she'd like to stay in Italy. Life back in Nigeria was too hard. She looks no older than a teenager.
Because it's easier to control them, because they are not strong enough to say no. And then also because I have to admit that probably it depends also by the demand. So clients would prefer younger girls.
This is Termini station in central Rome, and it has become notorious in Italy as a place where groups of migrant and refugee children try to make a living as best as they can. Egyptian boys live in gangs around the station. Some survive by selling drugs and even sex. This 16-year-old boy says he doesn't do those things, but he spent 2 months sleeping rough. Like others we spoke to, he came from Egypt's Garbia region. His parents sent him across the Mediterranean on a small boat, and now he must repay the debt of $4,000 to the smugglers. But he has no money, no skills, no Italian. He doesn't know where to start. This doctor has been working with migrant children. He does his best to look after their health, but his findings are deeply alarming.
At least a quarter of the unaccompanied minors we've examined are infected with sexually transmitted diseases, scabies, genital warts, and suspected forms of syphilis. It is also possible that there are many cases of sexual abuse that do not cause clinical evidence of infection. Our figures only reflect the cases where we can be sure of the abuse.
Much of this abuse happens to children on their journey before they arrive in Italy. But once they get to Rome, they have to survive, and they are very vulnerable. I met 2 Gambians on the street, a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old. They say no one will help them.
But we go to the police, we report ourselves there, but police still now, they don't do nothing, so we are sleeping outside.
What are you eating? How are you surviving?
It's not easy. Sometimes when you see somebody eat and throw something, like you come and, it's not, that is not good.
You're picking rubbish off the streets?
Yeah.
They want to become professional footballers. It's an unlikely dream. Midnight at Termini, home to Rome's down and outs. And amidst the drunks, drug addicts and the mentally ill, we find the 2 Gambian boys trying to sleep, alone in Europe and in a cold, dark city. Barnaby, Phillips, Al-Jazeera, Rome.